or the money line, and then give our locks or the parlays that we like this week. And let's start off with, obviously we saw the Thursday night game to the Eagles and Giants. We're not going to touch on this too much, but I had the Eagles in my Survivors League, so it was definitely very worrisome there for a while until the very end. Carson Wentz pulled it out. Yeah, you have to kind of expect a Jason Garrett-led offense to struggle keeping a lead. So luckily, the Eagles did win in that game, and I think that's what I would have picked regardless, and obviously did with my Survivors League. The next game, the first game on the early slate on the Fox broadcast is going to be the Lions at the Falcons. I like the Detroit Lions in this ball game. Who do you like?
I like the Falcons. I think they've been showing a lot recently. I think they're going to eke out a win.
All right. But then we got the battle in Ohio between the Browns and the Bengals. This is in Cincinnati. I'm taking the Browns here. I just don't think the Bengals can stop the running game.
Yep, strong run game. Baker manages the game. Browns win.
Next, we got the Steelers at the Tennessee Titans. I'm taking Ryan Tannehill and the Titans at home here against the Steelers, and they're kind of first real competitive game all season. Who do you like?
I'm taking the Steelers. I think the games are starting to wear on the Titans, and they're going to come out and not play too well.
Yeah, Tennessee has had a couple of really kind of weird scheduled games, on a Tuesday and a couple of weird Mondays. So I can see kind of the circadian rhythm, the Titans maybe costing them here. Then we got Carolina at the Saints. I'm taking the Saints here at home in the Superdome.
Yep, Saints divisional game. I think they're going to be sharp and beat the Panthers.
Okay, I don't know if we can even touch on this, but Buffalo plays at MetLife against the Jets. I'm taking Buffalo here.
Yep, easy.
Okay. And a battle in the NFC East, we got the Cowboys at the Washington football team. I'm taking the Washington football team here. A couple of key people on the Dallas O-line are gone and hurt. Zach Martin got added to that this week. I think the line is just going to be dominated by Washington, and I have really no belief in the Cowboys, nor do I hope they win anyway. So I'm taking Washington here.
I'm actually going to take the Cowboys. I think they're going to finally clean some stuff up. I think Zeke's going to take over. And even with a poor offensive line, I think they're going to be able to make some noise this week.
All right, next we got Green Bay at Houston. I'm taking Green Bay here, and I think they win by 17.
I don't know if they win by 17, but I definitely got them on the money line.
All right, next we got Tampa at the Las Vegas Raiders. This was originally Sunday night, but they moved it to the 4:05 window on Fox. Tampa Bay is favored, I believe. Who do you like in this game?
This is a toss-up for me. I think I'm going to go with the Vegas Raiders, though. I think they're going to be able to pull one out here and surprise a lot of people. They've been playing good football, and I think Gruden's going to keep them rolling.
This reminds me of the Tampa Bay Chicago Bears game on that Thursday Night Football game a couple weeks ago, where people expected Tampa Bay to win, and they come out on top, early, and they're winning. And I think the Raiders do make a push, but I think this time Tom Brady remembers what down it is, and they get a game-winning drive at the end. I'm taking Tampa Bay in this ball game. Next, in the 4:25 window on CBS, we have the Chiefs at Denver. This is going to be a snow game this weekend. I like the Chiefs, and I like them big. Who do you like?
Chiefs big.
Okay, we got the Niners at New England. New England needs this one. San Francisco showed us on Sunday Night Football last week that they're still here in 2020, and they're still ready to make some noise. I'm taking the 49ers in this ball game. I think they run all over the Patriots, and they make enough kind of key plays on third downs on the passing game with George Kittle, and I think they take this one from New England in a relatively close ball game.
I got Patriots. I still think 49ers are dealing with a lot of injuries, key injuries on their defensive line, which I think is going to lead to Pats running the ball, and Bill Belichick's going to come up with something creative. If he has to pull out a few trick plays, they need this win, so he's not going to pull out. He's not going to keep anything in the bag. He's going to pull it all out.
Pull out. All right. Moving on. Jacksonville at the Chargers. I like the Chargers here. I think Justin Herbert keeps that offense rolling, and I think their defense makes enough plays and gets enough sacks on Gardner Minshew to really disrupt their entire ball game. And I think James Robinson gets held intact, and I think I like the Chargers here by 10.
Yep, I got Herbert. I think he's going to make a lot of big plays early, put some pressure on Minshew, and I think their defense is going to get some takeaways.
All right, now we have the flex game. They changed this from earlier in the day to the Sunday Night Football game. They're on NBC. We have the Seattle Seahawks against the Arizona Cardinals. Another NFC West showdown on Sunday Night Football. I like the Seahawks in this game, but I think Arizona kind of shows everyone that they can play. But I think Russell Wilson makes way too many key kind of clutch moments in the ball game. And I just trust that Seahawks team a little bit more than I do Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. Last week against the Cowboys, the Cardinals did win, but if you take away those two big pass plays, one I think it was Christian Kirk on that streak,
Christian Kirk Street.
and then they had that DeAndre Hopkins play. If you take those two plays away from that ball game, I think Kyler Murray was 8 for 22 for only like 100 yards or so. So he really didn't have that great of a ball game. It was just that the Cowboys' defense wasn't very good and their offense wasn't good either, so it made the Arizona one look better in contrast. And it's going to be hard to do that against Seattle. So I like Seattle here, but I think Kyler Murray makes enough highlight plays to make this an interesting ball game for those of us watching at home.
Yeah, I'm going to take Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. I think they're playing another poor defense again, and generally I think the Cardinals are going to go in here more desperate. I think the Seahawks have just kind of been letting every game go down to the wire, and I think this is the week it finally bites them in the butt.
Okay, I like that. Monday Night Football, we have the Chicago Bears against the LA Rams. I think Chicago's a 6-point underdog, but I'm going to actually swallow those points, and I'm going to take Chicago on the money line here. I like them against the Rams on the road. I think Nick Foles makes some interesting plays, and I think the Rams have their first kind of come down to earth moment here with their offense.
I think Rams are going to take this one. I think they're going to take it pretty handily. I think they're going to dominate a lot of the time of possession, and I think that's going to end up wearing down that Bears defense, and they're going to come out on top by 4 points or so.
All right, and this week we got 4 teams on bye with Indianapolis Colts, Miami Dolphins, Minnesota Vikings, and Baltimore Ravens. So please adjust your fantasy lineups accordingly. Let's move on to some bets. Now, for the Patel Parlay, I like picking teams that I know I'm going to watch. I'm going to watch their games. I want to have, a little something on it, and I want to keep it interesting, and I want to bet on teams I enjoy watching. So for me, this week, I got the Chiefs -8. That's that snow game there in Denver. I think Kansas City has had a few weeks where they kind of been a little bit too close to losing. I think Andy Reid makes those adjustments, and they come out here with a statement win against the Broncos. I like the Bills -10. I'm going to buy half a point there against the Jets. I think they can cover 10 pretty easily against that team. Next, I'm going to pick the Arizona Cardinals in the Sunday Night Football game. While I do have the Seahawks overall, I'm going to have Arizona +10 in that ball game. It's an adjusted line over there. I think it's -260 for that. And then I'm going to choose the Packers. Again, I'm going to buy half a point, change the -3.5 against the Houston Texans to a -3. So Chiefs -8, Bills -10, Arizona +10, and Packers -3. That's $10 for $75. I'm going to take that all day, and those are all kind of games that I'm going to be monitoring anyway. The Bills-Jets game is probably the worst game out of that bunch, but it's fun watching Josh Allen play, and the Jets are just dreadful, so it's kind of fun watching how they screw up week to week too. That's my Patel Parlay. What are your locks this week, Mawson?
So, my locks of the week that, after going through the last session, Patel may not agree with, but I got Bills -10.5 against the Jets. I think they're going to roll, win by 17 or more. Then I'm going to take the Browns -3 against the Bengals. I think they're going to dominate the game. I don't think Joey Backdoor is going to cover this one. Then I'm going to do Cowboys -1. I just don't have faith in that Washington offense. I think this is a chance for Dallas defense to make some plays. And look, guys, we're not as bad, although we all know they're still pretty terrible. And then Steelers +1. I would even take them on the money line, but you might as well just take the point. It's only -110 probably to even. So just take the 1 point. And I think the Steelers are going to beat up on the Tennessee team. I think it's just going to be worn down. I think it's going to be a real close, run-heavy game. I think that final score is going to be about 21-17 for the Steelers. And then my final of the 5 games is Kansas City -8. I think they're going to just blow out Denver. And Patrick Mahomes is going to be Mahomes.
Could you read out your top 5 locks again? I just want to make sure I got them.
So we got Bills -10.5 at Jets. Browns -3 at Bengals. Cowboys -1 at Washington. Steelers +1 at Tennessee, and Kansas City -8 at Broncos.
And these are all singles, right?
All singles, all
right.
singles.
And
this is a lot of road warriors.
Right, and then the Patel Parlay is going to be Chiefs -8 against Denver, Bills -10 against the Jets, Arizona +10 on Sunday Night Football against the Seahawks, and the Packers -3 against the Houston Texans. So those are the Mossing locks and Patel Parlays of the week. Mossing, any closing thoughts before we close out the preview there for Week 7?
Always gamble responsibly. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose, and enjoy it. Have fun with it.
All right, we'll see you next week, and we'll see. We have had maybe 5 or 6 games we disagreed there on the money line, so we'll see. Yeah. We'll see what shakes out there. And let's
Who's
hope.
smarter, Patel or Mossing? We
And we'll-
finally figure it out.
And we'll see if the Patel parlay and Mossing locks can, provide some desirable results here this weekend. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching.